So what mistakes do you think people are making getting into the real estate industry in the UK?
I think for a lot of people, they're thinking way too small, and they are thinking in their current shoes and not what's possible based on what their surroundings has. So, for example, simple thing, but the concept of money. And for a lot of people getting into real estate, the biggest thing is, oh, how do I get money to buy these deals? They're quite expensive to get into. London's expensive. All these places are expensive. It's a lot of money to put into these deals. But ultimately, the way you got to see is, and the way big corporations work is, we all leverage debt. So we go raising capital. We don't think about earning or trying to save away there to be able to then do the deal. It's about how can I leverage what's around me. And the most abundant thing on the planet is money. So it's funny how, as humans, we have scarcity around money and actually take time for granted, which is the most scarce thing that we have available on this planet. But when it comes to money, it's like, there's like, it's like this thing that can't be attained. I was like, there's so much of it. Like, you can't even, there's more money than there is of people, whatever you can think of. There's just more, there's insane amounts of it. I mean, people want to understand is, you've got to become a person of value. So that might mean you invest in yourself to get educated, to bring value to the table, to be able to transact. The only reason why money flows towards somebody that is a high earner is because they have a lot more value to bring. And again, if you start the concept of money, money's currency flows in the direction of value. So that's the bit you've got to understand. The reason why you don't earn £1 million or £10 million a year or even a month is because you don't provide value to the exchange of that amount. It's as simple as that. So the minute you can get that under your belt, you're like, okay, cool, it's possible. Do you know what I mean? There's bigger things that you can achieve. Now you're starting to think big. You're not having a limitation of what's possible based on your current financial circumstances, but rather you're thinking about what's around me, what can I amass, and therefore be able to do the big things in life.
Proper. What characteristics do you stay away from, kind of business-wise? Business-wise,
I think for me, I struggle to surround myself with people that haven't got initiative, can't think outside the box. Because ultimately, as a business owner, we have challenges every day, and we got to have people around us solution oriented. And so, if you're just a yes man, like when the problems arise, I'm the only person I can solve because I'm the only person I can think. And my employees or my people who have empower to work for me can't think outside the box or come up with solutions. So they become a burden on me. So like, I don't want people like that around me. I only want people that are gonna bring ideas to the table, bring ways which we can grow further, then just kind of rely on myself as the output all the time. It's got to be guys that are empowering and looking to grow themselves as well, and always fixated on kind of personal development and looking to get to the next level. Like, those are the guys I want around them, because for me, energy is everything. If you have guys that aren't ambitious, that are lazy or whatever, it just rubs on you as well. So you got to kind of control that and have right people around you and A players around you.
Nice. And what are your keys to success? What are the keys to your success?
I think for me, it's always stemmed from belief. So even kind of coming back to the Napoleon Hill stuff, he talks about desire and faith as being the top two principles, or the first two principles to kind of attain or get right, to kind of allow you to amass wealth. So the whole concept of think and grow rich. Step one is to have the desire to even build wealth. So like I said, I always had the desire. I wanted to have wealth from a young age. Then the kind of step two is having faith. So for me, this belief system, I don't know, everyone kind of ask, why have you got such a strong, super strong belief system? Like, you don't really let anybody like break that down. Like, you just have this confidence. Even people laughing at you, think, oh, how you, like, you're talking about buying. I remember when I first started, and like people were like, I'm going to buy some property. Like, oh, how are you going to do that? Like, we ain't got money to buy a property. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to figure, I know I don't. I'm going to figure it out. I don't know how exactly yet, but I'm going to go away and find out and do the work to make it happen. So similarly, like now, like I talk about becoming a billionaire, and people are like, oh, how's this guy going to become a billionaire? Like, what's he talking about? Like, I don't have the plan, but like the desire is there. And then the belief around me being able to achieve it at some point in time, there's like, for me, in my mind, there's no reason why I can't become that or amass that level of wealth.
Would you say that people doubting is a fuel for you, or not really?
Kind of is, but for me, I'm not looking at others to prove myself to them. I'm proving to myself. For me, the game is with me, as me versus me. So I'm not here to try and prove my naysayers. Like, I'm going to get to where I'm going to get to, regardless of whether people are saying, yes, you're going to do it, or no, you're not going to do it. Obviously, people that do have the negative side of things, obviously, if I do see it, it's kind of for me to kind of prove them wrong as well. It is a fuel. I can channel that energy to fuel.
But it's not the source. It's not like...
It's not a source.
The self-belief is the...
The source for me is like, I just have this desire, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to get the outcome.
Do you think that people are born with your level of self-belief? Do you think people can be taught it?
Honestly, I don't know if people are, I don't know if I've been shielded when I was younger to kind of, I think I've always had people had naysayers around me, and I think like even just like from when I was young, I remember talking about this thing like playing simple things like FIFA, and I could be losing. Like someone could batter me 5-0, but I'm gonna talk like I've just won the game. Like, oh bro, you got lucky. Like, let's go again. I can lose the whole day, and I will still be talking like this is just my bad day. Oh, look, let's try again tomorrow. So I'm gonna keep. And the one time I win, I'm like, see, I told you so. Like, this is my time. This is my time. You know what I mean? So for me, I think I just have the mindset of like, if you go long enough for a long period of time, you will become good at this thing that you're trying to become good at. So it's just the longevity of what you're trying to do and investing time into that, and just believing that it's going to happen one day, some way, somehow. And it's kind of that whole concept of faith, like just having faith that it's going to work its way out. Like, I don't have a route to becoming a billionaire. And in a billion, people are like, I might go to 10, I might go to 50. On the route going there, trying to find the answers, guess what? I might meet someone that's like, Alfred, why the hell have you got a billion as a target? We got to go to 10. And so now that's a new target, and or we've surpassed the billion. It's like, okay, that was a walk in the park. Or a walk in the park, but the next objective is, like, we got to do bigger things and grow bigger and provide more value and therefore amass more.
Do you try to, or do you only work with people with your level of self-belief? Or is it's something that's important to you, but you're not too fussed about people around you having it?
I'm not too fussed around people around me having the level of self-belief I have. I think ultimately I just want people that are aspiring to do more and want more for themselves. I think that desire to want more is enough for me, because ultimately, if you're around me, then you can feed off my energy, because I'm just always like, let's go, let's make it happen.
And you're kind of on your train, like this is you're on your journey, your level of self-belief, and you know, that's all that's needed, I guess.
Exactly.
Okay, mastermind.
Yeah.
Mastermind, you've done how many masterminds now?
What, are you referring to the one in Dubai that we do, or?
So no, I think you've done more than one, right?
So we've
what is mastermind? Let's just say that. What is mastermind?
So in essence, I've got a mastermind surrounding UK property investment. So I'm teaching others to kind of how to do, in essence, what I've done with regards to buying properties, where we convert them to multiple units and then rent them out, and also how I've raised capital to allow them to buy these properties. So that's in kind of a weekly mastermind I run, helping others get to the same outcome as myself.
And where, like, for context, where are you at now on your journey, numbers wise, property wise?
Yeah, so I'm just over about 4 million, so for about 4.3 million pounds of assets, and then income wise, I generate about 30 grand a month as well. And obviously that's taken me about 3.5 years now, since I got started my first investment property. So it's been a long journey, worth doing for sure. Because now I'm in a position where, like, I'm out here in Dubai for a month because I can just, I mean, I can be around and travel, network. And for me, I'm always working. Like, again, the concept of retirement for me is a flawed concept. I'm not here to ever retire. Like, for me, it just doesn't make sense. And again, just even like back to the grant thing, all the guys win, they're like hundreds of millions, billionaires in the room. They're all here on a weekend trying to discuss how can we do more, what's the next level, what's the next $1 billion opportunity for us to be able to partner up on and do more. So again, the concept of being retired is a poor man's mindset, because I don't know any wealthy people that don't work. Every wealthy person I know works to this day. They love the game. They just, till they drop dead, that's when they retire. They're just going to keep playing the game and keep, elevating and growing and seeing what's possible, how much they can put out there.
And so what have you got for the future? What are your plans?
So for me, obviously, got a foundation now around my portfolio, my personal portfolio. Now it's about how can I do bigger deals. I kind of want to get excited by these bigger units. And when I say bigger units, I want to try and buy, I will be buying some units whereby they're in the city centres of UK, 100 unit, 200 unit buildings. These are all residential units, ideally, maybe some commercial units, who knows. But I want to start amassing these big city centre buildings and start accumulating a lot of these in the UK. So that's kind of my next trajectory. And finally starting to bring on board some equity partners. I haven't done that in the past. I've always borrowed money and done what I need to do, pay my investors back. Now is how do I bring them on board on the bigger numbers? Because I've always said, like, great, you want to do a JV with me on a deal, but like ultimately these deals are too small. So if you want to do a JV, let's talk about 10 million plus opportunities. And if it's not 10 million plus, like, what is the point? Like, imagine just splitting a £2,000 income a month from an asset, being financial linked for £1,000 each a month. It doesn't make sense for me personally. I want to find a building that's got 100, 200 grand a month, even £1 million a month in rent roll. That's worth me partnering up with somebody with. So that's kind of the next step and playing it bigger for sure, and just killing in the real estate game.
Bro, Alfred, thank you so much for your time, man.
No worries.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get another one of these in again at some point, man. Thank you, bro.
No worries.